Still popping my head.
Yes, sir. Welcome. Come on, come on, come off. It is that time of the week again. It is your two favorite heels featuring Beard, who will join us shortly. You in the shit.
With you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Indeed. It is a wonderful Wednesday. And a lot, and not really a lot, few things has went on in this past week in the world of professional wrestling, and we are gonna get to it. Now, this will be a heavily themed SummerSlam show. So
There's my boy West.
this is it here. Yes, sir.
Yes, he
Boy,
is.
my boy. That's our fourth here. He's getting the trucking thing on. Yeah. But nevertheless, this will be a heavily SummerSlam themed show, considering it was a lot of things going on the weekly television. So we're gonna spend a lot of time going down memory lane, nostalgia things, etc., etc. Not to mention the critically acclaimed question of the week.
Mm,
It's Madison was the word. Uh,
uh,
yeah. Other than that, what's going on the week?
man, not too bad so far. I mean, it's beer.
It's beer.
But I mean, other than that, just this anticipation for SummerSlam next week. I'm pretty excited about it, but we'll see. We'll see if that anticipation is warranted when the cameras actually start to roll. How is your week been, brother?
It working. Goddamn week.
Huh,
Much love beef. Hey, much love the shit beef. So I guess I love them too until payday.
I
Uh,
mean, that's why we
I
do it,
go.
right? So that's why we do it, right?
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Front K line. Exactly why we do it. So uh, there's gonna be very little, minimal to probably none coverage of Saturday night's main event. You got to check out those live streams where we go do the watch alongs
I
for
mean,
us to
we're
review.
doing it.
Yeah,
We're,
and for us to
we're doing it.
review
So I mean, we reviewed it as we went along. So not really much to talk about as far as that goes.
just for future references. Like it's not gonna, it's gonna be very few reviews or shows if we're doing a watch along to tune into the watch along because we're literally giving you our reaction to things in real time as they happen. It literally gets no better than that. Instead of waiting a couple days later, then we talking
I
about it.
don't I don't think it gets any better than that, man. I love the watch alongs.
And the times we don't do watch alongs, well, then yes, we'll review it on the show. But other than that, you gotta keep tuning into the page, turn on your notifications so you can get notified whenever we're going live, etc., etc. So, where you want to get the Raw first because it ain't a lot to talk about
There
in
isn't a
that
whole lot to talk
aspect.
about. No, not really. Raw was in Detroit Monday, and I'm really
Indeed,
surprised. And I'm really surprised that being in a major city, Roman wasn't there, especially with the build up to SummerSlam. I mean,
I wouldn't even count
but
Detroit as a major city.
yeah, I mean, it's one of the major cities, um,
Okay,
but I mean, Raw is in Los Angeles next week, so it's gonna be all
yeah,
hands on deck.
he's gonna be there.
It's gonna
Absolutely,
be all hands on deck for that one. I promise you, that one and
absolutely.
SmackDown. But I mean, Raw was a pretty good show from from what I gathered. I thought it was pretty good overall.
Huh?
Well,
We couldn't have watched the same show.
oh shit! I mean, that's the beauty of opinions, I guess.
I'll let you rock out.
I mean,
So,
I thought it
look,
was. I mean, I mean, it is starting to get repetitive.
look, I love Danhausen as much as the next person. But for Danhausen to occupy 6 segments on this show, that's ridiculous. The women to not have not one women's match, but Danhausen got 6 segments, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, they kind of. I don't know,
I,
man. It kind of seems like they're putting everything in this Danhausen basket, and I
and then
don't
get into
exactly like it.
yeah, yeah. So matter of fact, let's start here. Let's start. What are your thoughts on the build of SummerSlam so far? Is this one of the worst builds to SummerSlam ever?
It's definitely one of the worst builds, and the crazy part is the card is awesome. I mean, the card is great, but the build up just sucks. It it blows my mind. You have this card, but you're building it so poorly. I mean, you're not building it. Uh, you're not building it like a major show. You're building it like a secondary show, something that you have to put together in 3 weeks. And they've had weeks to build this show, and they're not doing a good job on it at all. God damn! Look at you. All right, it's time to break out the weapon.
Yes, sir. Oh well, yes. I do believe this definitely would not go in the books as one of the greater builds to SummerSlam ever. I mean, I wouldn't go as far as say as the worst, but it's definitely one of the worst. When you think about how major SummerSlam is, or where SummerSlam usually in the pecking order, second biggest show of the year.
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
mean
I get
it's
I get the reason why we have the Cody and the Punk thing going down, and why we transitioned from Sami Zayn being the champion to CM Punk being the champion, because ticket sales is like really in the toilet, and by in comparison to what their expectations was. Now, as far as Raw is in correlation to that bill this week, the it's actually fair to say it made me slightly less interested in SummerSlam. Not to say I'm not going to watch it. Obviously, it's going to get watched. But instead of helping me be interested in it, you kind of made me less interested in it, at least from the Raw side.
yeah,
Like, okay, if we're going to build to a Roman Reigns Seth Rollins match, I'm not saying they won't have a great match, because I mean it's Seth Rollins in the ring, Roman Reigns in the ring. I mean, I'm sure they can have a great match in their sleep. But if we're using the history of the Shield to tell the story of this, it does not make me interested in it.
the only thing
This
that would make me interested in anything built around the Shield is if John Moxley shows up to SummerSlam, and we know that's not happening.
never, if ever. At least I'll go on record to say that if Dean Ambrose, if John Moxley comes back, these two would not even be in ring participants. For shit show, for a shit to show, Roman Reigns won't be a in ring participant. Dean Ambrose, John Moxley, whatever you want to call him, he's only going to be back for a Hall of Fame induction, nothing more, nothing less. As if he accepts it.
So all you people that in the IWC that keep saying Ambrose is showing up next week, it ain't happening. It is not.
The state of the women's world title going into SummerSlam. That's been well stated, well documented. I mean, last week I think we spoke about 15 to 20 minutes relative to Liv Morgan and her title race. So the needs of not sounding redundant and repetitive, go look up the show from last week and pull up that segment. You'll hear all our thoughts on that. But I heard this. I was listening to one of my podcasts, and I didn't think about this until they said this. They said, "Man, this is probably the worst women's world title race since Trish Stratus 2000." He was the women's champion and wasn't on TV for weeks after winning the titles.
Yeah,
That
you
oh, go
can
ahead.
dream it. You can dream it, Wes. You can dream that Ambrose is going to show up, but it's not happening, brother.
Do like whenever Trish won his belt in 2006, like or the women's world title in 2006. Understand the at least looking back at it now that we know what we know. Understand the why that happened because of the way they transitioned from whatever women's wrestling was with her, Molly Holly, Victoria, Lita, et cetera, into the Divas era. Because 2007 was around that time they started the Divas era. Matter of fact, the Divas surge started in '04. So yeah, it kind of I could understand why Trish was in the state that she's in, but today, knowing the height and the climate and the progression that women's wrestling has made, it's just unfathomable to know that your world champion has not defended this title, not even call the woman a champion.
And we can't say that Liv isn't trying because she is trying to put over being the women's world champion. But here's the crazy part. Like you would think that after all the injuries that have derailed storylines in the past, they'd learn their lesson and have backup plans. You know, when I used to write storylines, back when I was younger, and I used to sit there and just write stories in books and shit. I always had backup plans. And I don't understand like where man, like when's Triple H gonna learn that an injury to a major star can happen at any time and you need to have a backup plan. Because right now you're making Liv Morgan look like shit.
The irony is he was a major star that had two major injuries. He should know. He should know these things. And like it's just knowing the state of women's wrestling, especially on the other channel on AEW. I'm not saying that their women's division is just the absolute greatest and the best thing since sliced bread, but it's better than this.
It is absolutely better than this.
It's not even close. It's better than this, and it's not even close, bro.
Not even close.
Next never. Oh
Yeah,
god.
yeah. I mean,
So
like I
I
just
mean,
don't understand. Like, why would you not have backup plans when you have people like Seth Rollins and storylines that is a little bit injury prone? Stephanie Bakir, she's not injury prone. This is her first injury.
I'm a. I'm going to ask you a question, and I know we're hopping all over the place, but we're talking about the build to SummerSlam.
Sure.
Now, remember when Razor and Sean did this same thing that the WWE Women's title is has going on right now? Didn't they do this same thing in 1994? Right? Remember that over the IC belt.
Where Sean was IC champion and Razor claimed he was IC champion, so they did the ladder match to determine, yes, to unify the
Now,
titles, yes.
what's the difference between 1994 and 2020? If you had to venture, I guess.
Oh. I mean, like, as it pertains to what the
as it pertains to the state of professional wrestling, or around this time that we are building towards that match, which ironically happened at SummerSlam. Wait, they ended up having a rematch at SummerSlam. I mean,
1994 and 2026,
2026. Yeah. What is the stark difference between those 2 years, between those two time periods?
there were way better storylines. There was way better creative. I mean,
And and kayfabe
1994.
wasn't dead.
No, kayfabe wasn't dead. You're right. If I'm not mistaken, the ladder match between Razor and Shawn took place at WrestleMania, not SummerSlam.
The first one didn't. They had another one at SummerSlam.
Did they have another one?
A rematch at SummerSlam in '94.
Oh, they did. That's right. That's right. I remember now. Yeah.
So my point is the way that kayfabe is and the way how everything is so out there with Unreal and social media, et cetera, et cetera. You can't hide kayfabe. So these type of storylines don't work, especially if you're trying to build it around the mystique of Rhea being injured. Like, and think about what you're telling your talent. You're telling your talent, and what if we're using logic here? You're basically saying that, hey, we know you're not the real women's champion. We're gonna put you in a ladder match so you can literally be number two when you
Yep.
could have told the same story by just doing what is been a historic pastime. If you can't defend the belt within 30 days, 60 max, you have to be stripped.
Hmm.
Because now I'm it's not that this is a ass storyline. It's just come on, bro. This is like creativity.
This is
Like the creativity is lacking.
this is what my boy Danny likes to call lazy booking.
And that's exactly what it is. Like it's the
It's
laziest
lazy
of booking.
fucking booking. It is some of the laziest fucking booking I've ever seen in my life.
Oh man. We're gonna talk about TKO because it's very relative to what it is we're talking about right here. But
But like, yeah, kayfabe died a long time ago, and you can definitely tell that this day and age it's missed.
chat, man, like, what do y'all think? Like, what do y'all think about the build of SummerSlam so far? So if you had to put a grade on it, if you had to put a grade on it, what would it be? So far, like
The build to SummerSlam,
yeah.
I'd give it probably a D, almost an F, because it's fucking horrible.
I got this one because D
With
minus.
the card that you have, with the SummerSlam card that you have, how how is the build so shit? Like, I don't get it. The card is just the card is stacked.
The hold on, right quick. Let me see real quick. Yeah, like on paper, this is definitely a stacked card.
Mhm.
Roman and Cody for the undisputed. Roman and Seth
I was
again
about
for
to
the
say
World
it.
Heavyweight Championship.
You said Roman and Cody.
My bad. Cody and Punk for the WWE Championship. Roman and Seth for the World Heavyweight Championship.
I mean,
Brock and Oba, uh, the Cell champion.
Hell in a Cell?
Hell in the Cell. Liv and EO, Gable and Penta, Solo, Royce Kids and the Usos and Jacob, Gunther and Nick Aldis, that is, Danhausen and Dominic, Anthony Stratton, Jade Cargill, and is obviously to be dated at the moment. A match for the interim. You called it an interim women's championship.
Now, AEW did this at one point. After Punk won the title, he got hurt shortly after, and they did an interim champion. And then when he came back, they had the two go against each other to unify it. So, I mean, I can't, mm, yeah, exactly. Minus.
So, how do you fix this card? If you could fix it, how would you fix it? I mean, it's only 1 week. If you can make the most out of it, out of this 1 week, how would you fix it? I mean, you ain't got to go match by match. Like, the two matches, let's put it like this, the two matches that you believe have the worst bills, how would you fix those two? In 1 week. You got 1 week.
EO and Liv had a horrible build.
Yeah. She too busy riding on the back of the Danhausen mobile.
Shit was pretty funny. But, I mean, I, mm, I don't know if there's a way to, man.
Yeah.
I really don't know if there's a way to fix any of the matches that have been built up poorly. I don't. Not with a week. Not unless you do. Not unless you do it on both shows.
It's your choice. It's your choice. However you will do it. Gotta be a long drawn out answer. Just what you think would help.
Man,
I can tell you what can help for the future. I'll tell you this. Roman gotta be on more television.
absolutely. I thought I thought he sat there at after WrestleMania and said, "Be prepared because my ass is gonna be around all summer." What happened with that shit?
But the thing is, though, whenever they negotiate for something, like I believe he has 20 dates or somewhere around that number. So with 20 dates, you got to spread that over 365.
28. Did you say 20
20,
dates?
20 dates as far as TV appearance, not PLE.
Yeah, you got to start telling some of these guys, man, we need you on TV. Not every week, but goddamn, we need you on TV.
Tough to break it down to your biggest home.
Like Seth is out here trying to build this match himself.
That is indeed true.
Like Seth is out here trying to build this match himself. Cody and Punk have been on every fucking SmackDown since Punk won the title. They've been on other things too. Like that Cena tournament ain't happening for a while. That thing ain't happening for a while. It's gonna happen, but it's not happening for a while. Um
After you
Yeah,
went out there and told me WrestleMania was gonna be in New Orleans, and then you double back and went somewhere else, I don't believe anything you tell me on television. Matter of fact, just listen to the word, the verbiage that Cena was using when he was talking. It was so much ambiguity with it. Like, oh, we're here's what we're thinking. We're still got to work out some of the details, so it's not even a complete thought.
no, it's not.
So, we've seen what you do with complete thoughts.
Hmm.
Oh, yeah, yeah. I'm my bank is on never, the beginning of February.
Hmm. But
That's just
like,
that's just me though. But
mm,
go ahead, brother.
I just this buildup is just mm. you can't
So
have you can't have Seth out there trying to build this shit by himself every week. You can't.
negotiate better contracts right there. Let's flip. Let's flip right quick on a more positive note. If you could if you could name your top five SummerSlams, what would they be?
We've done this before. Um, 98 is definitely one.
Question for the
90,
chat too. What's your top five SummerSlams?
91, 91 was um 91 was Brett and Perfect, wasn't it?
I believe so. Yes.
And of course you had the bullshit match made in heaven, match made in hell. But you also had Boss Man and Mountie in a jailhouse match. Um, but Brett and Perfect going almost 45 minutes. That was a hell of a match. 92 in Wembley. Was it Wembley?
It was in London. Let me say that.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was called Wembley at the time, but it was
No,
definitely in
no,
London.
yeah, it was London. I think it was Wembley Stadium. Um, that one was a good one. 93. I mean, most of the ones from the 90s were good.
Mm.
Um,
So you only get five of them.
I know. Modern SummerSlams.
So what you got so far? You got 98, 91, 92.
98, 98, 98, 91, 92.
Two more.
Uh,
God, we ending the show early if you don't say one of these. One of these we gonna have on our list together. I guarantee you.
I'm drawing a blank at the moment. I'm definitely drawing a fucking blank. 96 was good.
Oh, 91, 98, 91, 92, 96. Oh,
Oh, brother, you are seriously. I'm drawing a blank on the one that you're
no pressure.
thinking that we should both say. In 2005 with Shawn and Hogan. That was a good one
That was
too.
that was good for comical reasons.
Nah, that match was good for comical reasons. but the
I
I'm
mean,
just drawing a
you had Matt Hardy and Edge in a 4 minute stinker.
yeah. Okay, never mind. 2005.
No pressure, brother. What's your last SummerSlam?
I'm thinking. I'm. Shit.
My goodness, you about to you over there like this is an algebra test.
I'm serious, bro. I'm drawing a blank.
Okay, maybe I should just do my four then, and we can just yeah with the last one.
Go ahead.
2003, 2003,
That was
90, 96 was good.
2003 was Angle and
Angle and
Shawn.
Brock, Angle and Brock. Um, damn, Angle and Brock. The Elimination Chamber where Triple H screwed the pooch
Oh
and they
yeah,
fucked over Goldberg.
fucked over Goldberg. Yeah,
That's when they had Shane McMahon and Eric Bischoff when Coach turned heel. Um, damn, those are the four that come to my mind immediately.
yeah. 96 was a good one. I said 96. That
Yeah,
was Taker and Mankind in the Boiler Room. Shawn and Vader could have been good, but
it
Shawn
was
was
what it
Shawn.
was.
Shawn
Yeah,
was Shawn.
Taker and A Train,
No,
Ours and
96 was
Sons. No,
90,
I'm going
96 was
990.
Taker and Mankind in the Boiler Room, wasn't it?
I looked up on three because I only have four that came to my mind. At the top of my
I'm fairly certain 96 was Taker and Mankind in the Boiler Room.
this. I was completing my thought with SummerSlam 2003.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
But
I see what you're doing now.
yeah. You had the Elimination Chamber, you had Kurt and Brock, you had the Fatal Four Way for the US belt, Eddie, Benoit, Rhino, and Jerry. You had the Raw Tag titles. I mean, they was called the WWE Tag Team Championship, but same difference. Law Resistance, Dudley Boys, Taker and A Train, Shane and Bischoff, and Rey Mysterio versus Shannon Moore, whatever you want to make with that. Matt Hardy versus Zach Gowen, whatever you want to make with that. Yeah.
Okay. Mm. The top part of the card overshadowed the rest of the show, though.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, 96, Shawn and Vader, Mankind and Taker, Sid and the Bulldog, Hogan Guns with the Body Donnas, the New Rockers, Godwins, Owen Hart over Savio Vega, Goldust over Mark Miro, Jerry Lawler over Jake Roberts,
Oh yeah, the one where he
and
fucking
crime.
poured a bunch of alcohol on him afterwards.
Yeah, and the crime of the century. You had Austin in the free for all on the pre-show against Yokozuna, and this was the first pay-per-view they did after 316 speech.
Mm-hmm. That,
AZ.
that just goes to show that they weren't exactly sold on him just yet.
Yes,
But I mean,
indeed.
if you think about it, '98, you had Triple H and Rock, the ladder match, damn good match. Wasn't that Austin and no, that was '99, wasn't it? Austin and Taker.
That was 98.
Okay, the Highway to Hell.
Yep. You had D'Lo Brown over Val Venus, the Oddities over Kyan Tai and Taka Michinoku, X Pac over Jeff Jarrett, Sable and Edge over Mark Mero and Jacqueline, Ken Shamrock over Owen Hart, the New Age Outlaws over Mankind to be the new tag team champions. Kane no show to Mankind or some shit. Triple H beat The Rock as you just said, and Austin beat Taker as you just said. Also,
The 98's a good one.
I'm actually disagreeing with you on that one. It's literally a one match show.
Mm,
Taker and Austin has never had a good match together. Like never ever, and this is one of them. Hell,
yeah.
Austin got knocked out at one point during the match.
Oh, that's true. He did, didn't he?
Yes, indeed.
That's why they sent Kane out there.
And the funny thing about X Pac and Jared, that's a hair versus hair match. And as you know, traditionally, whenever they use these weird ass shavers, it always get jammed in the middle of them cutting somebody's hair. And Jeff
Oh,
Jarrett ended up with a damn good looking haircut versus him being shaved bald.
really? Yeah, that's true.
So
All right, so maybe 98 isn't. Um,
I mean, that's just my opinion. I'm sure there's a lots
no,
of people that loves
you know,
the
I, I,
show.
I keep forgetting. Austin and Taker never really had good matches. Yeah,
Definitely got SummerSlam 2004 on my card too. Absolutely. Randy Orton over Chris Benoit, obviously, to become the youngest world champion in history. John JBL over the Taker, which the WWE Championship ended in a DQ is kind of nasty, but it is what it is. Edge wins the IC belt over Batista and Chris Jericho. Cena and Booker T starts their match one and their best of five for the US belt. Angle beat Angle beat Eddie. Triple H beat Eugene, whatever you want to make of that. Kane beat Matt Hardy, whichever you want to make of that.
yeah. What was a good one?
I rock with oh 04. And plus, they in Canada. Canada is known to have a good crowd.
Wasn't
So
02, wasn't 02 Rock and Brock?
that's the one I thought you had have on your list. 2002 is my number one. Like, if I had to rank them, number
Yeah,
one is SummerSlam 2002
yeah.
with the silver bullet. They did not miss in 2002. And we talked about this earlier in the show, in the early episodes of the show. Like 2002, like if you look at all the paper, about to say PLEs, if you look at all the pay-per-views from 2002, man,
They didn't
they
hardly miss
really didn't
one.
miss.
No, no, they didn't miss. 02 is definitely probably one of the best, if not the best.
And from top to bottom, yeah, yeah. So absolutely. Absolutely. Let me ask you this.
But
What is Gunther go after SummerSlam?
you know, I, hopefully he asks for his release and goes to AEW where he where he might actually be valued. Um, no, but on a real tip, I don't know where he goes after SummerSlam. SummerSlam should have been his hell. SummerSlam, it probably should have been his moment before SummerSlam. And now you've got him going against Nick Aldis. I mean, where what are we doing? What are we doing? Gunther, He's one of your best, and you got him going against Nick Aldis. Last year, he was in a feud with Pat McAfee for a little while. Now you got him going against a general manager.
Now, this wasn't always Gunther's direction for SummerSlam. You could thank
So
one person for that, and that was Drew McIntyre. This supposed to be Drew McIntyre and Nick Aldis. Matter of fact, the only reason Gunther is on SmackDown is because Nick Aldis, what's his man name? I just said his name.
Drew
Drew
McIntyre,
McIntyre took a bigger role in Hollywood, which I'm not saying I'm speaking for Drew McIntyre, but shit, I'm sure he along the lines of thinking of, man, if this is the creative y'all got for me, shit, I'm better off staying out here. With respect to Nick Aldis, like Nick Aldis is not no bad wrestler.
he's not.
Matter of fact, on that first All In show before AEW was a thing, legitimately at least, Cody Rhodes wrestled Nick Aldis.
And Nick Aldis is the one that ended AJ Styles' TNA career.
So I mean, Nick Aldis ain't just Nick Aldis. I put it like this: Nick Aldis did not know somebody. I mean, just not a nobody.
You know, but he's not somebody that needs to go against Gunther.
Very nice, my boy Jet up in him.
He's not somebody that needs to be going against Gunther, or somebody that Gunther needs to be going against.
Well, that's the thing though. Like, you rather Gunther not to be on the card,
I'm not saying that. Gunther should be challenging for a title or should be a champion defending a title.
but this wasn't their original plan. Drew McIntyre made them redo their plans.
I understand
So
that. So now you fuck over the guy that retired AJ Styles and retired John Cena
I
and
mean, I'm
and
not saying
was
I'm not saying I'm not
and
saying he's in the best position,
and
but
and, and
he's
was and was white hot.
not. I wouldn't say white hot, but yeah,
He was
if
after he
he
he was after he beat Cena and he beat AJ Styles. He was.
nobody in this company has been white hot since the peak bloodline days.
I
Nobody,
don't know that,
including
but
Obafemi. I mean,
I don't know.
nobody, absolutely nobody. Because if that's the case, okay, when he was on TV on the Raw, Netflix numbers wasn't doing great. He wasn't pushing numbers through the roof. Like, my point is, bro, I'm not saying he's in the best position. I'm not saying I would even put him in this position, but he is in a featured match.
He is, and he's on the card. I
Matter of
mean,
fact, this is the best built match to the whole PLE.
ain't it
Matter of
though?
fact,
It is.
I just thought about that.
It really is. Yeah.
It really is the best built match to this entire pay per view. Look, I agree, bro. Like Gunther should definitely be in a better position. But when you really just look at it, shit, I mean, I'm using these phrases with him, but I mean, he's on the card. It's the match with the most heat, and I tell you this, just somewhat interested in it. Cause now you rope Sami Zayn into this. Cause by him fucking Gunther, pause. He fucked he fucked Sami Zayn in the process. Pause. I-
And like, what are you gonna do? Okay, so allegedly, and this is just something I've heard here recently. Um, Kevin Owens supposed to make his return at SummerSlam. For what? For what?
The only thing the only thing that'll make sense, quite honestly, if you had to shoehorn him into the show, because that's exactly what you'll be doing. You'll be shoehorning him in there. He got to screw Nick Aldis on behalf of Sami Zayn. That's if he has to make an appearance. I would much rather that be Sami Zayn. That's just me. But I mean, if he has to make an appearance, I mean, if tickets so bad, why not promote the appearance?
Tickets are so bad they're giving them away for $25.
Ah, yes, and it's right the did you know SummerSlam tickets dropping as low as $20. On cap. I mean, I'm not mad at that. In the sense of Survivor Series to be here in November. I can get
Right?
mine. But a Lowski.
Now you might be able to get some tickets for the Lowski.
But a Lowski.
I'm just
For
like
that. Look up.
I mean I sit here week after week like what the fuck are we doing? Like I don't know what we're doing. I think Gunther should be in a better position, but I don't exactly know where. That's funny.
Man, we gonna talk. Yes, they did. Like the title at the top, it has its own segment, man. Like I got something for it, and I got a video that I'm gonna play. Want to know, but are we running into Danhausen overkill?
Yes, yes, I think we are.
And honestly, I would hate for Danhausen to have go away heat, but yeah, it's it's we getting there. I ain't saying we there, but we're definitely most certainly getting there.
It almost
This
seems like Danhausen's going to be the one to dismantle the Judgment Day.
I'm so sick of
No, the MSG show was. I mean, that shit was hot. Yeah, he had to be there.
yeah, I'm
Um,
no, I got that, bro. I swear to God, like I'm not mad at that, but like I was saying earlier, like he was in 6 segments on the Raw, bro. 6. I love Danhausen as much as the next person, but 6 segments is wicked.
and he has a premiere match at SummerSlam.
I would think though, after the whole
Like,
situation,
how do you tell Dom he's got to lose that match? Like, how do you tell Dom that he's got to lose that match? Because once you pin Danhausen, it's probably over.
hold on real quick. I gotta make this a favorite, actually. Oh, it don't give me the option. That's true.
So, I mean, how do you how do you pick a winner for that match? Because if you remember last year at SummerSlam, Dom won the IC title and was hot with the crowd. And now a year later, you got him going against Danhausen. What are we doing
On
here?
the court, it gets him on the court.
I'm getting tired of that phrase, but I get it. But man, Danhausen, Once Danhausen's pinned, everything is done.
Oh yeah, and also, bro, you got. He just said that it just struck something for me. You got to get Dominic on that card. It gets the AAA title on the card.
Yeah, but if you beat Dom, just like he just said, you shit all over that AAA title.
It depends on how Dom's get beaten. Depends on how you get beaten.
Well, you know
I
it's going to be
mean,
theatrics.
it's not bad. Okay, this is probably the only time some horse shit like this will probably work. It's not for the title.
It's not.
DQ.
It's not. But
DQ. This is the only time a fuck finish works. It's the only time. It's not for a title. It's not in the main event. And yeah, sure, it's a premier match, I guess by definition, because it's two quote unquote premier stars. But it's not a match that you put uber super build and energy into like the Nick Aldis shit or the CM Punk and Cody shit. Like these matches can't end in the fuck finish. And dare I say the Roman and Seth shit. It can't end on a DQ or a count out. But Danhausen and bro definitely can end on a DQ on a count out. Matter of fact, it should end on a count out. How we get to say a count out, I don't know.
double
But
count out?
I wouldn't go double count out. I'll go count out by on Dom Mysterio. So Danhausen gets the win. You didn't pin Dom. So yes, like you said, if you pin Dom, it's over for the AAA championship, and you can't pin Danhausen because then his stick is a little bit dead if he does
It's
that.
over. It's over.
So
Once
so it's
once
only two
Danhausen
options.
once Danhausen's pinned, everything is over
If this match got to be on the card, then there's only two options: DQ,
for
count
count
out.
out.
It's one or two. It's nothing else. Man, he's been married to the Danhausen segment while wearing the Triple A championship. So I mean, and plus, it's the Grand Americano conversation again, just not to the same degree. On WWE television, it might not mean as much, but in Mexico, Danhausen not even sniffing Mexico.
Uh-uh.
I guess so. Like whatever. I mean, however we get to a count out to neither guy is pinned. And I mean, hey, it ain't the first time they done something like that on a major
I
PLE.
I'd say have Dom lose his cool and maybe hit him with a chair or something. Get disqualified.
Something.
Just something. It can't be a pin.
And Danhausen can't always get the one ups on the judgment day, and them don't never get nothing on him.
I mean they
Oh yeah. And plus, you gotta start building Dom to where he can go get Grand Americano. So he's gonna lose Grand Americano in September. But that's when I forgot. Is it called Worlds Collide? I don't think it's called Worlds Collide. I forgot whatever that AAA PLE is, PLE pay per view is. But it's in September, and they definitely facing each other. So there you go.
keep beating his
There
ass
you
after the
go.
5 count. Keep beating his ass after the 5 count.
There you go. There you go. Now, as the segment, matter of fact, I might have to light my spliff for this one, cause
All right, you hold on a second.
we gonna give John just a few seconds. Yeah,
All
I
right, give
see it
me a
right
second.
there. Gonna give him a few seconds, but y'all see it right there. TKO has finally reaped what they sown. The video paints clear picture of this thing. Wait, from the WWE fans. I didn't mean to say for. So hold on, let me edit that right quick. Mm.
I'm gonna go out on a limb and say this with my whole chest. TKO is going to destroy the WWE, and TKO is to the WWE what Warner Brothers was to WCW. They're gonna tank. 2 days back to back, you've produced shitty wrestling, and I blame Vince McMahon. And this is a disconnect that I've noticed about white people, and it proves my point. White people don't even know culture. Vince McMahon had no idea that he was curating culture. But this culture just wasn't for white people. It was for everyone. Everyone loved wrestling. That's culture. But he'd rather get the bag. He wanted to monetize it instead of just keeping it what it is, taking a slow nickel over a fast quarter. Then it went from wrestling to sports entertainment. And then when you open it up publicly, then people who have a lot of money, well, how about we buy this? Oh man, we could get money for this. Fuck that. Fuck that. These people don't know wrestling. They don't. Storylines are ass. No disrespect to my Usos, but we're tired of the fucking bloodline gimmick. Phenomenal storytelling, but it's washed up, dirty ass. You need to bring in Zilla and have him retire Roman Reigns and run through the bloodline, because all of those motherfuckers were willing participants in making the tribal chief the top guy wearing Zilla Daddy's fucking chili pepper necklace. Storytelling. Not this dumb bullshit. Jay going through a divorce, he's not the same. This nigga's broken. But you're exploiting him. Shitty fucking work. Tired of Roman Reigns. Jacob don't need these niggas. You guys are destroying the fucking culture. 5 years tops, WWE's gonna tank. Tickets are too expensive, shitty storylines, and recycled bullshit. For Christ's sake, you won't even give my girl Mia a championship. Because if it was me, how long you been wrestling, baby? Wow. You've been wrestling longer than pretty much, what, Chelsea Green and Natalie? Right? And Naomi, right? She a strap. Invest in your talent. Or hire me. Because it seems like a lot of you motherfuckers either suck or TKO got you by the nuts. In which case, you're not going to get laid.
Kobe.
Wicked. Wicked stuff.
Mm.
Very, very, very wicked stuff. Oh boy, wait. There's more. You know how they did in bed with these YouTubers, these streamers, these people, etc., etc. Now, I'm sure you know, but for those who don't know, famous streamer Dion. I'm not into the streamer world, so I have no idea who Dion is. Can't tell you what the man looks like or anything like that, but that's definitely his name. He was backstage Saturday night's main event, streaming on kick. Guess who he ends up getting on camera? Penta. And guess what happened? Penta didn't have his mask on. Yeah. And it's live streaming. So now Penta is off camera and you can hear Penta, but he's off camera. You know his voice. I mean, obviously. And he's basically telling them, like, hey man, I'm a masked wrestler. Please don't post that. Can you erase that? Like, but he's live streaming. He can't erase it. And whoever was in his live stream, I mean, he had some black paint around his face, but he still didn't have his mask on. He looked like a hamburger. But I'm not gonna put the picture up out of respect for Penta. I'm not gonna put the picture up out of respect for the business. I'm not gonna put the picture up. So you get if you use your Google machine, I can't stop you from doing that. But hey, I'm not gonna post that picture. So now, when you match those two videos, when you match that information up, by the way, you know that he got some mega heat for that backstage. So they asked him like, "Hey, bro, who told you you could be back here at least live stream?" I mean, sure, obviously he got the green light to be back there if he made it that far to where he's next to that close up that close to Penta or whatever. So they're like, "Who gave you permission to live stream?" He immediately says, "Paul Heyman." True story. True story. So obviously he's not as tapped into the wrestling world like me or you or whoever else. So he has another live stream after Saturday night's main event. And he's like, damn, like what they so bad for? Like he's totally clueless. Like he has no idea. Like the damage he just done. Now allegedly, and I gotta say allegedly because I don't know if this is true or not. Penta might be trying to sue this man. Now, what's the grounds of the lawsuit? Wouldn't be able to tell you. That's why I say allegedly. I don't even know if that's true. But yeah. And those that's tapped into the streaming world, I'm not saying he's constant out of I show speed, but he's definitely up there. He's very popular. If I'm not mistaken, he just had Max Crosby on his stream not too long ago. That might be him. It might not be. I think that is him though. I think he had Max Crosby on his stream and he paid him like $1 million to be there. So he ain't broke. But I said all that to say this. They're starting to reap what they sowed, bro. Like you getting in bed with these celebrities, it's celebrity mania everywhere. Everybody is not gonna act accordingly. Everybody isn't a lifelong fan. Some people just, you know, just be casual fans and understand certain things that is respected in the business. And you understand the significance of a man star. Now, let us not forget Tonga not too long ago was in a picture on his Instagram of their rehearsals. Guess who he had in the picture, or at least in the video frame?
Mhm.
Ray Phoenix without his mask on. He got fined, I think, 100 grand, which is a lot of fucking money for a Tama Tonga.
I remember a while back there was a I can't remember who it was, but it was a picture that I had in my memories. I just don't remember from when, but it was a guest star on the show, but he was a midget. He was a little guy, and he was sitting there taking selfies of him around. But then you see Bray Wyatt and somebody else back there planning their match, and I'm like, and so these celebrities just need to stay in the crowd. They don't need to be backstage. They just need to stay in the crowd.
Oh, why are you being backstage? I mean, I get it. You know, it's part of your celebrity, but don't be live streaming.
Don't be live streaming. No, fuck no.
Yeah, just don't be live streaming. But again, if I guess I'm saying if we
And
just gotta have
the sad part is, like, Penta asked him, like you said, he asked him, he told him, hey man, I'm a masked wrestler. You know, don't do that.
but that was after the fact though. That was
Right.
he already got him like
Hmm.
what I say got him, but he already have him on recorded on the stream. I don't know if he was walking. I haven't seen the video, so I don't know if he's walking and passing or whatever the case
Okay.
may be.
Okay.
But after
Let me just close this point out this way. Okay. A true wrestling fan would know that that is a no. Okay. A true wrestling fan would know that that is not something that you do. This guy could give a fuck less that he's breaking tradition by live streaming Penta without his mask on. He could give a fuck less. But a true wrestling fan back there would know not to do that. Okay, if it was you or me back there, we wouldn't do that because we know what the tradition of wrestling is. This guy this guy could care less. He got invited back there allegedly by Paul Heyman and decides to live stream and show stuff that you should not see. So, no, he's not a true wrestling fan. He's just there to promote his show or whatever he does.
That's the point I was making. Like, yeah, if we're gonna have this celebrity mania, because they love their ESPN moments and these celebrities, you gotta do a better job of vetting who you're allowing backstage. The Jalen Brunsons, the Kai Cenat, the ISO Speeds, these people, like, I don't really care because at least they respect the business enough to know what to do, what not to do, type of decorum about themselves. But again, that goes back into TKO. You got to better vet who it is you giving these passes to. Now, I don't think he was invited by Paul Heyman. I think he asked Paul Heyman, was this a safe space to record? And Paul said, yes. Now, that's all alleged. I mean, that's just out of his mouth. From his mouth to God's ears. Now, I'm not saying that he purposely went back there with the intent to record Penta or Rey Mysterio or Rey Phoenix or whatever the case may be, but it's still certain precautionary measures that need to be taken to where these things could be avoided. Because when you get in bed with these type of people, these streamers, let me not say these people. Whenever you get in bed with these streamers, you got to realize what they do for a living. And again, some of these people might not be as deep of a fan as you, me, or ISO Speed, or whoever the case may be. So if they have a camera, or more specifically, if they are live streaming, it should be automatic no. But I'm sure coming out of this, they're gonna have better protocols. But it's gonna be bad. Because he don't have to take that video down. If he don't want to, he don't have to. It's called freedom of speech, freedom of press. He could definitely do that. It's just morally incorrect. At least in a wrestling spirit, in a wrestling
WWE
atmosphere.
WWE TKO could put a copyright claim on him.
How you not? This is not a TV. You're not on TV. Your camera's not rolling. This is my camera that you allowed me to come back here with.
Right, but they need to
I'm just saying. I'm just saying. It's these type of things. Like, just have a better system in place to where we don't even have to be in this position. I tell you what, Vince McMahon would have this. Imagine if this was not, bro. Imagine if this was 1997, right? You already got wrestling with shadows going on, and I'm sure if Vince knew what that was going to turn into, he probably wouldn't allow that to happen.
Mm-mm.
But let's say it's 1997. Let's say it's November '97. We'll even use Survivor Series, whatever. Let's act like Survivor Series '97 was just a normal pay per view. Let's say social media is as prevalent in 1997 as it is right now in 2026. And let's say somebody caught Kane unmasked. You just saw Glenn Jacobs. You didn't see Clint. You saw him in the Kane get up, and he's unmasked. Boy, Vince would flip his shit, right? Boy, Vince would flip his shit.
Don't let them record backstage. Don't let them record backstage. Live stream out there all you want. Don't let them record backstage. It's so stupid.
But like he said in the video, and I didn't go as in depth with it, but I do distinctively remember saying something along the lines of TKO is a business. And now they're finna have standards and practices all over WWE television, would agree. It's gonna be just like WCW was. It's different when you don't have someone who's emotionally tied to this product, whose money is emotionally tied to this product. You just have a corporation. That's why you see people like Sheamus, The New Day, people you thought you would think are WWE lifers are asked to take pay cuts. Why they're coming? Why I assume it to be a rumor. I haven't heard any reputable site say that is true, but I could only imagine it'd be a matter of time before they come to Roman and say, "Hey, cuz we paying you 15 million."
I thought they already did.
That has never been sustained. But that's why I say I've seen it, but I don't know. I take it as I haven't seen that from a reputable site. Can't
I
take that as a fact.
saw I saw a story. I mean, once again, don't know how true it is, but they asked him to take a 50% cut down to 7.5.
Again, I haven't seen no credible news source report that, so I can't say that's a fact. I'll go with they haven't approached him.
What the fuck is that?
I'm willing to bet at some point they gonna approach Cuz and be like, "Hey, man, for the appearances, Cuz we cutting the check. We gonna need more sweat equity off of this. We need it." Yo,
Hey,
Dano,
Danny. What's up, Danny?
we in
There
here.
he
We in here.
is.
All right, now look, I'm only gonna run this back one more time, so whoever's new in, who just came in, so they can catch up to speed on what we on. 1 second.
I'm gonna go out on a limb and say this with my whole chest. TKO is going to destroy the WWE, and TKO is to the WWE what Warner Brothers was to WCW. They're gonna tank 2 days back to back. You've produced shitty wrestling, and I blame Vince McMahon. And this is a disconnect that I've noticed about white people, and it proves my point. White people don't even know culture. Vince McMahon had no idea that he was curating culture. But this culture just wasn't for white people. It was for everyone. Everyone loved wrestling. That's culture. But he'd rather get the bag. He wanted to monetize it instead of just keeping it what it is, taking a slow nickel over a fast quarter. Then it went from wrestling to sports entertainment. And then when you open it up publicly, then people who have a lot of money, well, how about we buy this? Oh man, we could get money for this. Fuck that. Fuck that. These people don't know wrestling. They don't. Storylines are ass. No disrespect to my Usos, but we're tired of the fucking bloodline gimmick. Phenomenal storytelling, but it's washed up, dirty ass. You need to bring in Zilla and have him retire Roman Reigns and run through the bloodline, because all of those motherfuckers were willing participants in making the tribal chief the top guy wearing Zilla Daddy's fucking chili pepper necklace. Storytelling.
All right, man. That's pretty much the basic gist of what we're
Chili pepper
talking about.
necklace.
But
Chili
now
pepper necklace. That's funny as
I
hell.
ain't gonna lie, dirty, washed up, dirty ass gets me every time.
Every time.
Every time it gets me. But nah, seriously though, like there are some things he said after that that I kind of don't want to recirculate. Just rewind if you want to catch the whole video. But that's the basic gist, because that video is really like 3 minutes long. So I do agree though, like these this has been going on since 2020. Matter of fact, SummerSlam 2020. If didn't he come back SummerSlam 2020?
Roman?
Yes, he turned
Yeah.
into the Tribal Chief SummerSlam 2020.
Right. When he attacked Bray Wyatt.
Like, like, I get okay. I ain't gonna lie. He almost lost me when he said white people didn't know culture. So I was
Yeah. I
like,
was like, as
let
soon
me
as
give
I
him some
heard that,
time.
as soon
Let
as
me
I
give
heard
him
that, I
some
said, great.
time.
I said, great,
I said,
another fucking racist rant.
Let me get. Of course, I'm gonna screen the video before I pull it out here.
Yeah, give me a second.
But
I'm doing.
yeah, of course, I'm gonna screen the video before I put it up here. But you gotta let them just. I gave him a chance to put some context on that, and using the context that he used, I probably wouldn't have painted all white people with that brush, but Vince McMahon specifically, yeah, fam, like you. Like, I'm not gonna. We're not gonna discuss the Janelle Grant situation. That's other people, other channels. But all you have to do is pay 3 million. You could have stayed. Push out the 3 million. You could have stayed. Now it never been a TKO to speak of. But
Danny said he's white. He loves chili peppers, the food, and the band.
yeah, the
Hey,
Red Hot Chili Peppers was pretty cold.
he said my man just needs to give it away.
Like,
Yeah, we've missed
but
you, Dan.
facts. That is though, maybe not using those exact words, but that is most people thought process of the current state of the TKO led era of the WWE.
I
Storylines are recycled.
personally, I mean, he's not wrong. He's not wrong at all. I think if they keep running it the way they're running it, they're gonna run it just like Warner Brothers did to WCW back in the day. Like, man, like I'm sitting here. I mean, I know me and you had a conversation a while back when Vince McMahon was still running shit, and I told you that if things continued, that WrestleMania 40 would never see the light of day, which obviously it has. But truthfully, if this continues, I don't think 50 is going to see the light of day.
Well,
And
and
I'm not saying that like there's so many like there's so many things that's going on to where TKO is just going to run this company into the ground. To be honest, the only person that can save this is Vince McMahon. I mean, I hate to say it. I hate to say it and be like, but the truth is, the only person that can save this is the man that created it.
one thing that TKO can do that they can at least get things going in the right direction.
Is what?
It don't happen, but I'm just telling you what they should do. Like,
Oh,
bro,
I'm absolutely listening.
only WrestleMania needs to be 2 nights. Every other pay per view, bust that down to one night. Cause think about it, it's 70,000 people that can fit US Bank Stadium.
Hmm.
They said they got a little under 30,000 tickets per for both nights. So if
Hmm.
you consolidate that to one night, that's 60,000 people. That's a damn good show.
That's more
Dog,
than enough, I think.
back in 2002, back in 98, 99, 2000, 2001, I would go as far as 2005. Would kill to have 60,000 people in a pay-per-view that's not WrestleMania.
I mean, I get the stadium shows. I get it. But I, I,
And
I think I think
I would,
WrestleMania is the only one that should be a stadium show. Maybe SummerSlam. Okay.
that's what I said, I would cut back on that because now, since they started doing stadium shows almost everywhere, obviously they don't do them everywhere, but it makes WrestleMania feel less and less important.
Hmm.
Like AJ Styles, I ain't gonna lie. People was like, "Oh, why he didn't he go out at WrestleMania? Who came in at the Royal Rumble?" WrestleMania has lost its luster. Like it really have. I'm not saying we haven't had great shows, but they don't feel as big as they used to.
There we go.
Nah, facts. Nah, facts. Me and John on the same wave with that. We on the same wave. Is
Yeah.
but this is the problem when major corporations take over a product. That's the that's the tough part, man. Dano, while we got you in here, what's your top five Summer Slams?
Oh, he ain't gonna be able to answer that. He doesn't watch it like
Okay.
that.
Well, what's your favorite Summer Slam then? We can bust it down to one. So now
I,
we're not doing full fledged predictions just yet. That's gonna be next week.
right.
But fuck it, I'm gonna give a little preview, man. What's right now? I mean, obviously things could change within a week. Who knows? Who you got walking out of SummerSlam with the belt between Cody and Punk?
If they're smart, they'll let Punk keep it. But who knows, man? Like, personally, I want a Cody Rhodes heel turn. But it seems like Punk is the heel in this. But I want a Cody heel turn. I think it's time. I think it's time. I think most wrestling fans, most of us, are tired of Cody Rhodes, and I'll be the first one to tell you that when he beat Roman Reigns after 1,316 days, I sat here, I damn near cried that Cody won that match and won the title.
The match hit you in your feels, didn't it?
Now I'm up here like using an old fucking Bray Wyatt quote. Anybody but you, Cody. Anybody but you. Because I am so tired of seeing Cody Rhodes be the champion. So I think Punk
My dog Jess said he
should.
got go away heat with him.
I think Punk should keep it. But I think you, instead of keeping Punk as the heel, because right now he's clearly the heel in this, I think you turn Cody heel. Like, I think Punk beats him, and then you have Cody just go off the fucking rails and beat the shit out of him.
But you know you'll be putting the belt right back on Cody, right?
Not necessarily.
So you're gonna have him turn heel, then have him lose? Because it's gonna be a rematch. They're getting
Mm,
more than one match out of this. And
that's what they.
what's the point of turning him heel if you just gonna beat him again? You turn Punk heel, keeping the belt.
Yeah, but
Which
I think just about everybody's ready for Cody to turn heel. I don't know. I,
you can keep waiting. You can keep waiting. Like that's to me, I think they learn. Okay, look, you can't if we're gonna use these two matches. I mean, if we're gonna use this match, very now we got some for you not the end of the show, but coming up here in the show, brother. We're gonna have nostalgia time. We're going down memory lane, yeah, and
Mhm.
we'll definitely talk about some NWA. But what I was saying, yeah, if we're gonna use this match right here, boom. If we're gonna use the Cody and Punk. You can't turn Cody heel because he has to capitalize on said heel turn after the fact. Because if you beat him, you just squandered all the heat you just gave him. You just did that with John Cena, not necessarily in the whole beating him thing, but you turned a major star heel and you fell short the mark. The follow up was trash. I'm
Yeah,
for a Cody heel turn too, but I would rather it happen at a WrestleMania. Don't have to be this year. It could be next year. It is what it is. I mean, I've come to accept the fact that Cody is the new Cena. It is what it is. But you turn Punk heel here. We've had everything from CM Punk as a babyface, and quite honestly, as much as you're tired of babyface Cody, I'm actually tired of babyface Punk. Is it great to be alive on a Friday night and blah 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 or what? I mean, come on.
Okay, I'm okay. I'm okay with a Punk heel turn. But here's the thing, though. You got to let him be himself.
They have.
Yeah, some of
Yeah,
what he said is
this man in Houston, Texas, when Raw was in Houston, this man took a live microphone and started shitting on The Rock, started shitting on the product, started shitting on ESPN, telling them to lower the ticket prices. Yeah, I mean, they've letting him be him as far as he can within the realm of PG and TKO. So why wouldn't they do the same as? And then it's the thing. Punk is on SmackDown because that was a request by USA. That wasn't a request by him or by Triple H or Ari Emanuel. That was the network requesting CM Punk and making him the world champion. And look at what happened. Immediately, their views went up by 1 million. His first night on SmackDown, they had 1 million plus views. So sure, it don't sound like 4.3 like in the Attitude Era, but compared to the numbers SmackDown was doing, that's a
mm,
change.
some of
And
them attitude era ratings.
yeah, that was killer.
Mm.
And you get the best of both worlds. You're giving the network what they want, and you're giving us something different. A heel Punk is different. Again, I'm not saying Cody shouldn't turn heel. I'm just saying this isn't the vehicle to do that. Not just yet. That needs to be a WrestleMania turn.
So are we just gonna have Cody keep losing? I mean,
Or we
is
put
that
him in a feud that isn't centered around the world championship. We're
okay?
not done with Punk and Sammy.
No, we're definitely not done with that. But if you have a heel Punk, you need to have a face Sammy.
Look at what they just did to him. It made him a sympathetic figure. He legitimately got screwed.
Kevin Owens has legitimate heat with Punk.
Yes, he does in real life.
Mm.
And that story does not. That story could center around the WWE Championship, but it doesn't have to include Cody Rhodes. Matter of fact, if I'm really being honest, this is the time after SummerSlam, Cody need to take some time off.
But Willie,
Not, but he should take some time off.
mm,
Cause putting him in that bloodline shit ain't gonna be the answer either.
no, hell no, no, no. I'm with the dude in the video, man. The bloodline is no, and it seems like we're just gonna get more and more and more of it.
My boy said, "What the dirty ass."
Yeah, pretty much. But like the truth is, I mean, the man's not wrong when he says that TKO is is gonna run the company into the ground. I mean, he's not wrong. What it is TKO should just handle the business side of things and let the wrestlers, the people that know, handle the wrestling side of things. That's what they should do.
Now the business side of things does include ticket prices.
Yeah, it's true too. But I mean, it's got to say something when you literally are dropping tickets for your second biggest event down to $25.
Yep.
This is your
Exactly what.
second biggest event of the year, and you're dropping your tickets down to $25. What does that
Is
say?
exactly why this should just be a one night show.
I don't understand why. And then WrestleMania should be the only 2 night show. That should be the
You saying
only one. It should
you
not be
saying you don't
SummerSlam.
you saying you don't understand why what?
I don't understand why SummerSlam is a 2 night show. I don't understand why WrestleMania isn't the only 2 night show.
Because it
Let's,
sounds so good saying we put 100,000 people in here on 2 nights. Now I get okay, at least as far as WrestleMania is concerned, I understand why you went 2 nights there because sitting through 7 hours of wrestling, yeah, nah.
that I can understand WrestleMania being 2 nights, but I don't
What
understand why you got.
WrestleMania? It wasn't 29. Forgot whatever WrestleMania that was in MetLife. Wasn't 29 though, where it was so long where people couldn't even go home. Like they was stuck in New Jersey because the train wasn't running. The train stopped running like at 12 or something like that.
But WrestleMania is the only show that should be 2 nights. SummerSlam should be 1 night. Survivor Series should be 1 night. Royal Rumble should be 1 night. WrestleMania is the only one that should be 2 nights.
We oh man. But with all this information being said, Raw this week. Thumbs up, thumbs down, thumbs up, down.
I'll go thumbs in the middle.
And for the first time in a long time, I'm going thumbs down.
Damn. All right.
This was a terrible show. Very boring.
You
Very
tried to
boring.
get you tried to get Danhausen over in his hometown, and he was more over in New York than he was in his hometown. You put him in
Wait it.
6 segments to try to get him over, and it didn't happen.
And no women matches either. By the way, Liv Morgan is nothing more than a glorified manager. But time for our new segment of the week. Not
Of the
question of the week. Do not be confused with question of the week. But jump back in the Wayback Machine and travel to a past time in wrestling. We'll give the audience, somebody in the chat, we'll give you about a minute, minute and a half. Just pick a time period. Pick a year. Pick a year in wrestling. We're going to talk about it. Both sides.
You know what? Let's do something NWA WCW.
Hey, you a
Since
moderator. Because I was saying if Daddy was going to pick it, if Daddy picked it, we would have definitely did that.
Since Danny brought it up. He said he has never really been a big, huge WWE guy, but he's more of a wrestling fan than a promotional fan, if that makes some sense. So let's see.
You gave you a minute to pick a year.
Okay,
And if not, we'll just have you pick. Because I think I picked last week.
Danny, give us a time frame to talk about for NWA/WCW.
More specifically, a year.
Yeah, that's why I said a time frame.
Shasha Watley. Yeah. Shit, that's if he's still live here.
I think he is. He just might be. I don't know.
Shit, anybody in the crowd, man, just pick a year in wrestling and we gonna talk about it. Preferably during the NWA days, WCW days. Preferably. But we'll give you about another minute or so. And shit, John, you might just have to pick it.
Hmm.
Yes, indeed. Yes, and fucking indeed.
Hold on a second.
Go ahead. Again, y'all, we just need a year in the history of professional wrestling. Whatever year, pick a year. Preferably during the NWA, WCW days.
Let's
And we can discuss it.
let's talk about one of the most controversial moments ever on NWA. This is before WCW, and it happened in 1988. And I'm talking about the Road Warriors turning on Dusty Rhodes.
Hello. Or line, brother.
Let's talk about that because
Hello.
that was one of the most controversial moments ever in NWA history. Because at the time, uh, it actually forced TBS to enforce a no blood on TV policy because the Road Warriors took off one of their spikes and stabbed Dusty Rhodes with it. That was a crazy moment for anybody watching, like when it happened.
Okay, here we are. The Road Warriors turned heel on Dusty Rhodes in late 1988. And is one of the most infamous angles in Jim Crockett Promotions / WCW history. This was October 7th, 1988. The Road Warriors initially turned heel by attacking Sting, who was filled. Actually, I lied. It was November of 26. Okay, well, hello. I gotta give you a little backdrop right quick so you can understand the moment. October 7th, 1988, the Road Warriors officially turned heel by attacking Sting, who was filling in for Dusty Rhodes as their six-man tag partner after a title defense against the Varsity Club. This was
Mhm.
the beginning of the turn. This is what matched up the Road Warriors and Dusty. And in November 26, 1988, they escalated the feud by brutally attacking Dusty Rhodes on NWA World Championship Wrestling. Weird name for a TV show, but I got you. There, the angle animal removed one of his famous spikes from his shoulder pad and appeared to gouge Dusty's eye, leaving it bloody.
Mhm.
This spike, this spike angle became legendary for another reason. Turner broadcast and executives had reportedly instructed the promotion to avoid excessive blood on television. Dusty, who was the booker, proved the bloody angle anyway. Shortly afterward, he was removed as head booker. Ironically, the heel turn didn't really work the way that the Crockett promotions hoped. Fans loved the Road Warriors just a bit too much. So much that crowds continued cheering for them despite attacking Dusty and Sting. By early 1989, they were essentially baby faces again. Damn. Gotta be one of the quickest heel to face turns ever. Face to heel, back to face turns.
I don't know.
Yes, indeed.
We've lived through the Big Show, so
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I mean that man
That
could come. That man could come out as a baby face and leave the show heel after turning 3 or 4 times in between. But that moment was probably one of the craziest moments ever seen on television, where Dusty Blade, man, that blade job was amazing.
Yes, indeed. Whew.
And yeah,
1988, cuz 1988. Go ahead.
and yeah, the turn didn't last very long. I do remember the Sting and Road Warriors combination that they tried to put together. And yeah, I remember when they turned on him and then they turned on Dusty. But like you said, it just didn't work because the fans love the Road Warriors just way too much.
And I wonder, hold on. Hold on. Exactly. See, I figured this because if you remember the timeline, not too long after this, Dusty was on WWF television. This was definitely one of the catalysts that led to Dusty leaving Jim Crockett Promotions. The
Yes.
November 1988 Spike angle involving the Road Warriors attacking Dusty Rhodes became a turning point for Dusty's role in Jim Crockett's promotion. Dusty was serving as the head booker at the time, as we just said. After Turner Broadcast purged the company in the late 1988, executives wanted to tone down on the violence and excessive blood, like we just said. Despite those concerns, Dusty still pushed that angle through. And yes, there has been, but that's not the only reason. That was the major catalyst. That was what put that was the straw that broke the camel's back. But there was other things that was going on also. There had already been previous criticism of Dusty's booking act, and they was accusing him of pushing himself just a bit too strongly and the Dusty finishes. You've been a lifelong wrestling fan, you know what a Dusty finish is.
Everybody knows what the
Pressure,
Dusty finition is. Yeah.
yes, and pressure to modernize the product. It became the incident most people point to as a final straw. We just said Dusty didn't immediately disappear, but his influence within the company was effectively over. Early 1989, Jim Crockett's promotion returned to the WWF. He debuted as the comic Dusty Rhodes.
And man, yeah, I remember that.
It is late 1988. Well, yeah, let's go back a little bit.
1988 is also when we had the brutal segment between the Road Warriors and the Powers of Pain during a bench press contest where I think Warlord took a barbell and smashed it right into Animal's face and actually legitimately busted his orbital bone.
Mm.
That was on an
Nine,
episode of I don't remember if that was WCW Saturday Night or if that was or not WCW NWA. Might have been a segment main event maybe. Let's see. It was yeah, I don't remember exactly when. Oh yeah, because they had a big feud planned for the Road Warriors and the Powers of Pain. Hell, they even had a series of scaffold matches and all kinds of stuff scheduled for both teams, but then the Powers of Pain abruptly left for WWF. There was a lot planned for that feud, and that feud never actually got a true finish. That shit was just that was some brutal shit back then.
Ooh-wee. Well, in 1988, let's start right here. This is when we started getting Ric Flair. He became a legitimate main event star. The inaugural Clash of the Champions on March 27th. King wrestled Ric Flair to a 45-minute time.
I thought it was 60. I thought it was a 60-minute time limit draw.
Okay, they wrestled to a time limit draw.
I did. I mean, either way, it was a hell of a match. I remember watching it because
What did you?
I was a big Sting fan. And the crazy part is they went to judges. They had 3 judges sitting there, and one awarded the match to Sting, one awarded the match to Ric Flair, and then the third one declared it a draw. Um,
I'm just interested to know, how do you award matches in wrestling, like it's boxing?
I really don't know what they were thinking at the time. I just remember after the match, because Sting had Rick in the Scorpion Deathlock as time expired, and Rick had actually said, "Yes, I give up," right as time expired. They planned that perfectly. Because they were counting down the time, and they started counting down at 10. The announcer started counting down at 10. Sting hit the splash, then put him in the deathlock, and Ric Flair, right as the bell rang, time ran out. He was shaking his head yes that he gives up. Back then they didn't tap out. So after the match, if I remember correctly, they had a panel of judges. I don't know why. As a matter of fact, let me Google who were the fucking judges.
Terry
Um,
Funk wouldn't happen to be one of those judges. Well, that's 1989.
hold on one second.
Because in one of those matches, Funk came back and
Oh no,
power drove.
that was another that was another um
That was either 88 or 89. It was one of those 2 years.
it was 45 minutes. Okay. Sorry about that. Um it was 45 minutes. The okay, so there were 5 judges. So there was a wrestling official named Gary Juster, a former wrestler named Sandy Scott. This is where it gets stupid. A penthouse model named Patty Mullen, actor, actor Jason Hervey from the Wonder Years, and Ken Osmond from Leave It to Beaver.
Bruce, who booked this shit?
Yeah. Um, yeah. So, yeah.
That's nasty.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's see.
That,
Okay. So yeah,
that's a nasty group of judges, though.
I like I said, you had a wrestling official, and then you had a former wrestler, but then after that it got really stupid with a penthouse model, 2 actors. I mean, yeah. So anyway, but that was the event that really sent Sting into the stratosphere. because the very first Clash of Champions, and that was the thing about Clash of Champions. They gave that one away for free. Like that was their free event that they gave away. Um, as long as you had TBS, you could watch it. It was not an actual pay per view, and yeah, that was the event that launched Sting into the stratosphere, and Ric Flair did a really good job of putting him over and making him look like $1 million.
All right. Now, the Four Horsemen start to evolve. Barry Windham joins the Four Horsemen after turning on Lex Luger. The
I
Horsemen
remember that.
lineup of Flair, Wyndham, Arn Anderson, Tully Blanchard, and J.J. Dillon is considered one of the greatest versions of the group.
I I mean, it's one of them, but it's not the best. The original Four Horsemen is the best.
Well, yeah, that's
So
what
I
it says. It says
mean,
one. It says it's one of the greatest versions, not the
one
greatest
of the
version.
greatest renditions. I mean, the Four Horsemen has had so many people over the years. But yes, the Four Horsemen start to evolve. Um, yeah, Ric Flair. Yeah, Barry Windham turns on Lex Luger, which was that was a crazy moment because even people that have been watching carefully could not have predicted that one.
Mm.
But yeah, Barry Windham is one of the biggest what ifs ever. Um, God, just what he could have been and what he ended up being. So
And the Crockett Cup. Sting and Lex Luger surprisingly teamed up and won the prestigious 1988 Crockett Cup, defeating Arn Anderson and Tully Blanchard in the finals.
mhm. Yep.
I am absolutely nothing for the Crockett Cup. Clash of the Champions changes wrestling. JCP era Clash of the Champions for free, like you just said. Opposite of WrestleMania 4.
Hmm.
It
Yes, they
proved
did that.
fans would tune. It proved fans would tune in for a major wrestling event on free TV, leading to the Clash becoming a regular special.
Hmm. They went head to head with WrestleMania 4.
So was you doing a channel flip like an Attitude Era?
I don't remember what I was doing that day. I know I didn't have two TVs back side by side. I know that, but I think because it was a pay per view and we paid for it, I probably kept it on there. But here's the thing about Clash of Champions and TBS and TNT later, they would always replay it. There was always a replay. Nitro replayed 3 hours after it ended. So same thing happened with Clash of Champions. They would replay it later, and then they would replay it again during the week. So yeah, didn't really miss nothing, but it's just crazy that they did decide that year to go head to head with WrestleMania 4.
Mm. And Jim Crockett Promotions collapsed financially.
Uh-huh.
JCP had expanded nationally to compete with the WWF, but was losing money. Competition from WWF's Royal Rumble and Survivor Series hurt JCP's pay-per-view business.
Hmm.
Consequently, in November of 1988, Turner Broadcasting purchased Jim Crockett Promotions. The company soon became World Championship Wrestling, also known as WCW,
Yep.
marking the end of the classic JCP era.
Hmm.
Oh, we. The Midnight Express remained one of the best tag teams in wrestling. The Varsity Club, Kevin Sullivan, Mike Rotunda, and Rick Steiner became a major heel faction, Ron Garvin transitioned from world title contention into feuds with Kevin Sullivan. And Starcade '88 featured Ric Flair defeating Lex Luger to retain the NWA World Title.
For all of you that don't know, that's the big gold belt. The big
So,
gold belt.
so in essence, 1988 was the year of the old NWA died and WCW was born. New stars like Sting emerged, dusty eras ended, Turner took over, and the company entered a completely new chapter. 1988,
But they kept
NWA.
but they kept most of everything that NWA was. Like they, it
Real black.
used to be NWA Saturday night and NWA main event. They kept that with WCW Saturday night, WCW main event. I mean, they pretty much kept the company intact. They just changed the name. So I don't think most of us really, I mean, most of us didn't really notice a difference except for the name change. They were still the same wrestlers. Um, in 1988, we were right at the end of the Hogan 4-year run.
So we're on the
Hogan,
other channel. Are we flipping to the other channel?
I'm just saying we were getting to the end of Hogan's 4-year run. Um, to be honest, at that time I was more over here than I was over here. So I mean, Sting definitely had my attention as one of my favorites back then. So
Yes, indeed. It's
I mean,
just
while we're talking about 1988, I mean, let's talk about what was on the other channel.
what you got for the other channel in 1988. Let's see.
1988 was WrestleMania 4. Was it, if I'm not mistaken, the first Royal Rumble happened in 1988?
Oh.
Didn't the first Survivor Series, or was that 1989?
Nah, first Survivor Series is 87.
87, yeah. So that was the second one. I know one year Vince McMahon went to the cable companies and said he would pull his product off of their network if what was it they Bruce said this. He went to the cable companies and told them that if they carried Ted Turner's pay-per-views that he was going to pull his from their rotation or something like that. I can't remember exactly, but
That was WrestleMania 3.
yeah,
That was the
WrestleMania
year
3 was it.
before.
That's
It
right.
was
Yeah,
that was it was saying if you carry what Starcade, then yeah, you definitely not getting Survivor Series or WrestleMania.
right.
So
Well, back then
yeah.
they used closed circuit. That was a big thing back then.
All right, but here we are. 1988 was a huge year for the WWF. Hulkamania was still at its peak. Hold on. Hold
Oh,
on,
we're
hold
ju-
on.
we're just we're just reliving 1988. Um, some of the moments from NWA slash WCW slash JCP from 1988, and well, we went through all the top moments. So now we're flipping to the top moments from WWF in 1988. So essentially, we're reviewing 1988.
Shit.
I mean, hell, Mike, you were still 4 years away from being born.
5 years.
5 years, yeah.
A whole
My
half a
bad.
decade.
My bad. Yeah, still 5 years away. So, but the thing about you is you've done your research on classic wrestling.
Oh, absolutely.
You
We
have.
can talk about we can talk about whatever that needs to be spoken on. Here we go. 1988 was a huge year for the WWF. Hulkamania was still at its peak, but the company was also building the stars who would define the early 1990s. Here are some of the biggest events. WrestleMania 4 is a thing. The WWF Championship was declared vacant after the controversial ending to Hulk Hogan versus Andre the Giant at the main event. WrestleMania 4 centered around a 14-man tournament for the vacant title. Randy Savage defeated Ted DiBiase, as we all know, in the finals, with Hulk Hogan preventing Andre from interfering to become the WWF champion. The Mega Powers are formed. Hulk Hogan and
which
Randy Savage became the biggest babyface team in wrestling. Elizabeth managed both men, creating subtle tension that would explode the following year. The alliance was the centerpiece of the WWE programming throughout 1988. So, what do you remember about the Mega Powers?
they used uh, they used Jesse Ventura to create so many things. Anytime Hogan and Macho were together, you always had Jesse fucking pointing stuff out, and they used him to perfection to uh to, to like evolve that storyline, because that storyline is probably one of the best ever, one of the best builds ever. A year in advance, a year in the making, and they used Jesse Ventura to do it. Anytime Jesse was commentating on a match or any segment with Hogan and Macho and Elizabeth, he would always point out everything going on. They used him perfectly for that. Then you started seeing things. They made you see things through Macho Man's eyes, and they made you see things through Hogan's eyes. That's what made this storyline so perfect. Like you could see it through both eyes, and it was just a perfect ending at Saturday night's main event when Hogan, when Elizabeth gets knocked out, Hogan takes her to the back, Macho gets jealous, and it it was a year in the making, but it was one of the most perfectly crafted storylines ever, and it was a storyline that anchored the WWF 1988 to 1989.
The coldest part is you almost didn't get it.
Really?
Absolutely.
Hmm.
If if Honky does not do business, if Honky does business instead of refusing to lose to Randy, DiBiase would have walked out of here the
That's true.
WWF champion.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, you're
So
right. You're
so
right.
so giving you this storyline, you sacrifice DiBiase. And for all you Sami Zayn haters, well, yeah, Sami Zayn lovers, I should say. Hey, Sami Zayn only had 9 days with that title, but that's 9 more days than
And
DiBiase.
DiBiase. Yeah. No, no,
And
no.
then
Wait. Well, wait a minute now. Wait. After the main event, DiBiase went to events with the title and was announced as the champion. So he was champion for 5 days, I
it's
think.
not recognized in the books as a champion. He's not
But I'm
recognized
saying
in the
he
book
was.
as a former WWF champion.
I'm saying he was showing up to events with the title, and he was being announced as the champion.
Being announced as champion
Right, I
and
know it's not
being the
it's not in the
champion
record books. I get it, but he was. he still held on to it until it was declared vacant. But either
But
way,
it's but Sami Zayn has an official title reign. It's in the record books.
that's true. Yeah, I guess you got me on that one. I guess.
It's just hey, the subtleties.
Hey, there's my babe. I was wondering when she was gonna pop in here. She's at work right now.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah. I was more of a Macho Man fan at the time. Ooh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, by this time, I mean, personally, I was getting tired of Hogan. I mean, I'm sorry, I don't like long title reigns. I'm not one for long title reigns, and Hogan had one that lasted 4 years.
I don't know how you would have
So,
made it during the Bruno San Martino days.
whoo, boy, boy, oh boy, yeah, I probably wouldn't have. I probably would not have made it that through through that. I mean, that what was that? An 8 year, 8
Years.
years? Yeah, yeah. I didn't like Roman's title reign. I didn't like Hogan's. I'm not a big fan of title reigns that last more than a year. Oh my god, damn. Kane was champion for 22 hours. And that was just because they wanted a ratings pop.
Yes,
So
bro. Gotta get the ratings, bro. Got a terrible Vince Russo. SummerSlam. Speaking of which, it's its debut in 1988.
yeah,
August 29th,
SummerSlam.
1988, to be exact. The main event saw the Mega Powers defeat the Mega Bucks. JDB Ossie and Andre the Giant with Jesse Ventura as the special guest referee. This right here established SummerSlam as WWF's second biggest annual event after. Now, speaking of the honky tonk man, this is when the Ultimate Warrior beats him for the Intercontinental Championship. So Vince McMahon say, "You fell on me, fell on you. You go out there and lose to Warrior in a matter of seconds." He defended the Warrior goes on to defend the title against stars like Honky Tonk Man and Bad News Brown. By year's end, he had became one of the company's hottest attractions. Now, leading coming into 1988, Honky Tonk Man continued the longest intercontinental championship reign in WWF history, obviously, before, well, yeah, WWF history, but not WWE history, but whatever. I ain't gonna debate semantics. Although fans were eager to see him lose the title, that wouldn't happen until SummerSlam of 1988 when the Ultimate Warrior defeated him in just 31 seconds.
31 seconds. Yep.
Ted DiBiase becomes a top heel. The Million Dollar Man tried to buy the WWE Championship. He introduced the $1 Million Championship, one of wrestling's most memorable unofficial titles. His alliance with Andre the Giant made him one of Hogan's greatest rivals. We've got Jake Roberts versus Rick Rude. Rick Rude insulted Jake Roberts and his wife Cheryl, sparking a heated rivalry. This feud became one of the WWF's standout personal storylines. What you got for Rick Rude and Jake?
Rick Rude and Jake. Oh man. I remember that first match. Not the first match, but how it started where Rick Rude had a match and then of course they called it the Rude Awakening, where he would have some woman who was planted in the audience to come in and get a kiss from Rick Rude. They called that the Rude Awakening. They picked someone out of the crowd and she refused to come in, and it was Cheryl Roberts. And so Rick Rude grabbed the mic and went out there and started saying, "Well, if you're not here to see me, then who are you here to see?" And she's, "My husband." And that's where it all started. So then after that, Rick started wearing tights with Cheryl Roberts' face on it. And that was just fucking crazy because there was one point there's month there was one
Monk, what's the
point
word?
there was one point where Jake came out and ripped those tights off of Rick Rude. So then the very next week, Rick Rude came out with some plain tights on, won his match, and then pulled off the tights he had with another pair of tights with Cheryl Roberts' face on it, right on the front. And of course, Jake came out, ripped them off, and that's
Is this
where
is this when he ran down there with a towel on or something like that?
no, Jake came out. Uh, he came out of the back, and he, attacked Rick Rude, and then he literally ripped the damn tights off. But of course, they put a black mark over him and everything, make it seem like he didn't have anything on, but he was wearing a flesh colored pair of tights underneath those. So, but it was one of the craziest buildups I thought. I mean, at the time, 1988. I mean, I was 11 years old, so that was some crazy shit to see on TV. And if I'm not mistaken, that year also was the infamous moment, and I could be wrong on the year, but I think it was the infamous moment where Outlaw Ron Bass took a spur and shredded the head of Brutus the Barber Beefcake. I think it was 1988. It might have been later, but that was also a crazy moment as well to see on TV at my age.
Okay. Demolition continues to dominate. Demolition defeated Strike Force at WrestleMania 4 to win the WWF Tag Team Championship. They became the company's top tag team and began a lengthy title reign.
Oh yeah, Demolition Man. That was
The Demolition.
that Demolition Boy. Actually, hold on, I got something to show you.
Absolutely. Hey, Black, we got to jump on them tickets, Black. Real talk. When they come out August 7th.
Oh, just got this one a couple weeks ago. But yeah, Demolition. mm, that. mm.
You said what,
Oh,
what, what you got? I didn't see it.
oh, you didn't see it?
Mm-mm. Wicked.
Yeah, I got some other ones too, but this is the one that I
Tree means
still
Heart Foundation.
don't understand why it wasn't in the Hall of Fame box, but it's all good. Um. Oh yeah, hold on. That one too.
Got his mask on, don't he?
Oh yeah. Now fuck it, I'll show you all the new ones I got. Solo. This one might be a collector's item one day. AJ Styles, Tiffany Stratton with the Money in the Bank briefcase. Mr. Perfect. Those are my new ones.
Right.
But yeah, 1988 Demolition and
The main event changes TV. NBC aired the main event in prime time on February 5th, 1988. And Andre the Giant defeated Hulk Hogan for the WWE Championship under controversial circumstances
oh
involving
yeah.
the twin Hebner angle. The broadcast drew one of the largest television audiences in wrestling history.
Mhm.
Well, what do we got for the main event?
Well, it was if I'm not mistaken, it was the rematch from WrestleMania 3, wasn't it?
Believe so.
Yes, it was. So it was one of the most hyped up rematches ever. So yeah, I think that was one of the only times that I believe in history of Saturday night's main event, the main event, whatever you want to call it, where the world title actually changed hands on the show. I don't
Mhm.
believe there's ever been another time where the world championship has changed hands on Saturday night's main event, Sunday night's main event, whatever you want to call it. I don't believe there's ever been another time where that's happened.
And one of them who goes on to be one of WWF most prominent figures over the next couple of years, next decade plus, really. Earl Hebner is making his television debut.
Yeah,
His,
nobody knew about the Hebner twins.
his television debut.
Yep. Nobody knew about the Hebner twins, boy. Hulk, I can still remember Hulk Hogan. How much did they pay for the plastic surgery? Just going crazy backstage. Like he was almost crying.
Okay, the WWF versus Jim Crockett Promotions. WWF continued to expand nationally while Jim Crockett Promotions struggled financially. The Royal Rumble became an annual event after debuting on the USA Network in January. And Survivor Series and the Royal Rumble were used strategically to compete against JCP major shows, helping the WWF strengthen its market position.
Hmm.
Shout out to the first round one of the Monday night of the I can call it Monday Night Wars, but
The
the promotional
original
wars.
promotional wars, yes. 'Cause that's what it
Okay,
was. It was the original start of that.
and this is why now that we went over both, this is how it goes. This is why 1988 mattered. 1988 marketed the transition from the original Hulkamania era to the next generation. Hulk Hogan was still the face of the company, but Randy Savage, the Ultimate Warrior, Ted DiBiase, Rick Rude, Demolition, and others became established as major stars, setting the stage for the explosive years of 1989 to 1991. If you're com- mm, if you're looking at both of the promotions, the NWA 1988, financial turmoil, Turner buys the company, Sting rises, Dusty era ends. WWF, business is booming, new pay-per-view events launch, mega powers dominate, and the company builds its next wave of superstars. Oh wait, 1988, man. Let's hear it for 1988.
Hear it. Let's hear it. Like I said, I saw some shit on television in 1988 when I was just 11 years old that I don't think crazy shit, man.
Okay, well, cool. Now that we did this, it actually inspired me for the question of the week. Brought to you by no one. unsullied by sponsorship since a year after the year we just talked about,
Hmm.
1989. Thank you, Dr. O'Neill.
Yep.
Now, now that we just sat here and ran through 1988, buy or sell. Take 1 year, the other year. I can't do it as a buy or sell. Which year was more important? There we go. Yeah, yeah, yeah. What's the more important year? Let me type this.
Yeah. I
Do
say
that.
type it out. Let me
Let me
put these
type it
back
out.
up. Go ahead.
Hmm. Give me Jade.
Should
Better
give me Jade.
promo.
Yeah. Give me Jade over that.
Okay, hold on.
That's it.
Hold on.
We're live, pal.
Yeah. The difference is I'm the one controlling it.
I'm just messing.
All right. Which year is more important to wrestling? 1988, 1996.
Well, let's see. 1996 was obviously the NWO.
Oh,
Also,
we.
also the rise of Stone Cold. I think 1988 kind of built the foundation that 1996 eventually. I think 1988 built the foundation that 1996 eventually capitalized on. But in '96, you had the NWO, you had the rise of Stone Cold, you had, let's see, Vader had left WCW in '96
Oh,
after he was
shit.
after he was a monster in fucking WCW. But I think '88 kind of set the kind of set the tone for what would eventually happen in '96. Mm,
We got him. We got us one here.
yeah, I'm pretty sure whichever one I say, you're gonna say the opposite of. So,
Maybe not. You don't know that. You just got to answer the question. And plus,
why?
it's an opinion. It's an opinionated question.
Well, like I said, I think '88 built the foundation that eventually led to '96. So I'd say '88 is more important.
The 88?
Yeah,
I got 96. And it is not saying that 88 isn't
you
important.
didn't see that coming.
It's is I don't think people when I do these, I don't think they listen to the answer more so than my explanation of the answer. But 1996 over 88 only because 88 was more of a transitional type of year. Like like we just read, or like yeah, like we just read, bro. Like
Was that in 50?
as much as much as it's Hogan, they were also starting to transition things to Savage, Warrior, Rick Rude, uh, like Demolition, et cetera, et cetera. 96. I mean, that's what started the biggest popularity push in wrestling. Not to say that wrestling wasn't popular at one point in time, but not nearly as popular as it would become after 96, off the back of 96. I really hate, like, I probably should have used a different year, but it is what it is.
Like I said,
Like, it's hard to beat 96.
it is hard to beat 96. I agree, but I also feel that 88 kind of laid the foundation for the next 8 years.
Okay, see what watch what check this out.
Sure.
96 changed the industry forever.
Yeah.
The NWO was born. Stone Cold Steve Austin 316 promo. WCW begins to beat the WWF in the ratings. And without 96, you don't get the popularity boom of 97 to 99. And 90 and 88 was incredibly important, but it was more of a transition year. 1988 laid important groundwork. Ted Turner purchases Jim Crockett Promotions, leading WCW. Sting became a main eventer. Randy Savage become WWF champion. SummerSlam debuts. The Ultimate Warrior emerged as a future headliner. The Clash of Champions showed free television could compete with pay-per-views. And yeah, that's more of transitioning things. But 96, this is rough. This is tough.
Well, okay, but you don't get WCW Nitro if Ted Turner doesn't purchase Jim Crockett Promotions.
Or so if you don't hire Eric Bischoff.
Well, that too, but I'm saying you said it happened in '88 where Ted Turner purchased Jim Crockett Promotions. So you don't get what happens later if that never happens. Hell, WCW probably goes out of, or Jim Crockett Promotions probably goes out of business if Ted Turner doesn't save it.
Okay, 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 okay. Now, this is the thing though. If you had to choose wrestling at its most popular, what would you say?
Oh, I mean, '96 was.
To where it's a nationwide phenomenon.
Oh, it was no,
Like
no. The
it's
Monday Night Wars. The Monday Night Wars were just enough by itself to
eh,
like revolutionize everything. Like, oh my God, '96? No, no, absolutely, '96 is one of the most popular eras, but none of that happens without the things that happened before.
I got you. So does that also mean that the best era in of the best year in the NFL is 1970, the merger, or the most important year in the NFL is the merger?
I mean, no, well,
But that's what laid the foundation for the Super Bowl.
right, I get that, but I
Well,
mean, we're
actually, the
talking
Super
about
Bowl
two
was a
different.
thing
We're talking
like
about two different
2
things,
years
brother.
prior.
We're talking
But
about
the
two
same
different.
principle. I know, but the same principles though.
But I'm saying, okay, I'm saying we don't get 1996 WCW if Ted Turner does not buy Jim Crockett Promotions in '88. Eric Bischoff came later. Him hiring Eric Bischoff came later, but none of this happens without that purchase.
But would it even matter if the business can't get out of the rut in 1993 to 94? Are we still looking at 88 so glowingly if because both companies was in the shitter?
They were, yeah. WCW's best move ever was bringing in Hulk Hogan after Hulk Hogan had seemingly retired. So that was their best move ever, was bringing Hogan in '94. Like,
Controversially, I think their best move ever was Eric Bischoff. It's making Eric Bischoff an executive.
okay, I just got a text, a message from PJ Ellis that
Well,
said
yo,
if we're running the podcast next Tuesday, he will be available.
hold on.
So
I might be able to work that. Hold on.
that's cool. Said his work life balance has been pretty crazy. Said if we're running the show next Tuesday, he'll be available. So
With
that's
it, nah, don't hold me to it, but as it looks right now, I'm off next Tuesday.
well, we know how that goes. I mean,
Absolutely.
hell, if he's going to be on the show, I mean, you know, shit, you find a way to
But
get on if you're at work.
well,
We'll figure it
even
out.
if that even if that doesn't mean I can't host it. But
Well,
I mean
I mean,
that's just oh my man, go ahead.
I can host it as long as my damn power does. Right as I went on the air Saturday, that was so fucking crazy. Like, that was so crazy. Fucking, this is Jay Dubhouse, and I'm here for the. Holy shit, my power just went out.
It is tough.
It was, dude. It was yeah.
Oh
No,
wait.
let me send Danny a text because will he will love that.
I mean that's really where I'm at, bro. Like I mean, I I just gotta rock with the 9-6 on this one because
Oh no, I mean, like you said, there's no wrong answer. There's no wrong answer. I'm looking at it from the standpoint of if Turner doesn't buy Jim Crockett Promotions, we may have never got what happened in '96.
I got you.
We may have never gotten the NWO. We would may have never gotten Hogan on WCW. I mean, '88, in my opinion, kind of laid the foundation for what happened 8 years later. But I mean, there's no wrong answer. So I mean, there's no wrong answer. I mean, I just kind of feel '88 might have been more important. You feel '96? I mean, '96 was definitely the most popular time. I mean, the NWO got so damn popular that was wicked. And then we mentioned earlier how I used to have two damn TVs sitting side by side, one on Nitro, one on Raw. Because back then, if you missed something, you missed something. Like, you missed something. So either way, pretty good question though. Good question. Good question.
Indeed, indeed. Yeah, my boy, you got anything you want to add to this here?
No, I think we covered 88 pretty well.
Yeah, man. And remember, this is gonna be a weekly reoccurring segment, especially on these weeks where the weekly shows is what do you say? Dirty
Dirty
ass.
ass. Dirty
Especially
ass.
if it's dirty ass. I mean, we'll definitely take a trip down memory lane for all my nostalgia people, man. Next week we'll definitely hopefully we got our boy bearded up in here, man. Shout out to him.
Don't know what
Whatever it is
happened
he
to him
got
tonight.
going on. Yeah.
Well,
But
maybe next week we'll cover 96.
indeed. Hey, we always want the audience to pick it, but hey, if they act a little shy, a little bashful, we'll pick it for 'em. And 88 was not. Yeah.
It
So
just started.
with
It pretty much started as reliving one of the most controversial moments on WCW or Jim Crockett Promotion Television. NWA was the spike. So I mean, it just kind of snowballed from there.
yes, yes, indeed. Well, y'all know how we like to do things over here around these ways. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, STS proudly brings you, for today at least, is Tag Team Champions of the World. Not the Road Dog Jesse James. Okay, you actually younger than the badass Billy Gunn. Because Billy Gunn, I think he's about 50. He's in his 50s.
I mean, I'm almost 50 myself, but you're right.
But we are not the new age outlaws. And if you are not down with that, we got two words for you.
Fuck
Next
off.
Tuesday, at least as it stands, next Tuesday, we're going to try to rock that out. Matter of fact, we're doing Tuesday regardless. Even if I have to be in the audience, it is what it is. But Tuesday, we are definitely coming back to you live. Same heel place, same heel channel. Two Heels STS on the YouTube. Yes, indeed. Come get us a like, share, and subscribe. We got some. We gonna celebrate next week too, man. I think it'll be a good time to talk about it. We ain't talked about it. So, with that being said, up out of here. Yeah, take this.